Good evening, I'm Mitchell Ringos. Thunder Bay's Habitat for Humanity Restore is looking forward to another home building project for a family in need. The excitement is bigger than ever, especially after a difficult 2021 because of COVID-19. Habitat for Humanity's Restore sells a variety of new and used building materials, furniture, and appliances, with funds going toward their home building projects. They were able to provide homes with affordable mortgages to 2 families in February of 2021, and they're now planning to get shovels in the ground for the upcoming project on Heron Street in the spring. Habitat CEO Lana Vukovic explains where they're at for this new build.
Lovely property, lovely little neighborhood, and we're just in the process of doing the family selection. And very soon we hope to do the announcement for the family and also the dig, the first shovel in the ground day. So we're excited about that.
The NDP critic for Indigenous and Treaty Relations is raising concerns about the impact reducing COVID restrictions province-wide could have on remote First Nations. Kiiwetinoong MPP Sol Mamakwa questioned Health Minister Christine Elliott on the topic this past week. A similar call was recently made from NAN in regards to First Nation pandemic protocols being respected. As restrictions ease in Ontario, Mamakwa shared that concern on Wednesday, as he says the far north is in a critical time in the fight against COVID, with more than 600 active cases and 25 First Nations. He says the Ford government is missing what's actually happening in northern reserves.
Will Ontario ensure its approach to easing public health measures reflects the needs of the North? Yes or no?
We are aware that there are higher levels to some degree in Northern Ontario, which would of course include many First Nations communities, but we're also working to provide additional tests to everyone in Ontario so that we can determine community transmission, that people can keep themselves safe by using these rapid tests. They are available at 2,385 community grocery stores as well as pharmacies, as well as in 22 community centres for vulnerable populations, some of which would include First Nations communities.
Science North is embarking on an expansion plan which includes creating new science centres in both Thunder Bay and Kenora. The project is still in the design phase, and coordinators have been hired to engage with communities in the Northwest on what they would like to see in the 2 buildings. Corey Nordstrom reports.
Science North has been steadily growing for the past 12 years here in Thunder Bay, and now are looking into the creation of a science center locally and in Kenora.
You know, I grew up here in Thunder Bay my whole life, and to think that in order to have any kind of opportunity to go and learn about science in an informal way, we had to travel great distances to go and do that. To have a Science North that is in Thunder Bay and that is in Kenora, it really brings that experience to the people.
Currently, the organization is working out of a small section of the Boys and Girls Club, but the hope is they can eventually get a space of their own.
In the beginning, we ran school outreach and we ran summer camps, and we did a little bit of programming in First Nations communities across the Northwest. And since the opening of the office and our first sort of foray into this region in a big way, we've expanded all of that in incredible ways.
The team is now in their design phase of the project and will be for the next 8 months. They have been hard at work designing what both the science centers will look like and will include, and have hired 2 design firms to guide the architectural design and visitor experience.
There will be a lot of community consultation. We've hired 2 coordinators, one in Thunder Bay and one in Kenora, whose entire job is community and Indigenous engagement. So they'll be going out into all of the communities in Northwestern Ontario and asking people, what would you like to see in a science centre?
Science North Thunder Bay will post updates for the project on their Facebook page when more information can be shared. Corey Nordstrom, TVT News.
A $2 million project in Red Rock is even closer to reality following a special council meeting Tuesday which saw the tender approved for renovations of the town's recreation center. Red Rock Mayor Darkeese Robinson says JML Engineering has been given the task of fixing up several parts of the recreation center, including an arena, the curling rinks, the bowling alley, a seniors room, and the roof of the facility. The $1.8 million for the project came through the Investing in Canada infrastructure program. And Robinson says the project was delayed due to COVID, and she had hoped more had been underway, especially in the bowling alley.
That is utilized a lot over the winter time, as we do, I believe, have like 16 teams. So now we're just at the administration engineering process, which, you know, the recreation center is quite old. So, I mean, it's going to take some work for JML to get that in place. But we're hoping some of it may start in the fall, but it is a grant that we can, or we're going to be able to use over 2 to 3 years.
JMO has also awarded a contract for $50,000 to provide accessibility upgrades to the town hall. The Northwest Health Unit is reporting more COVID-19 deaths in its region, bringing the number of people who have succumbed to the virus to 20. The NWHU's Medical Officer of Health is also warning that while COVID cases and hospitalizations in the rest of the province are declining, the statistics for her catchment area are much different.
I
Dr.
cannot
Kit
stress
Young-Hoon
enough that
says
we are.
despite the rest of the province dropping precautions next week, the Northwest needs to keep enhanced measures in place. That includes limiting gatherings 10 people indoors and 25 outdoors, and having public spaces limited to 50% capacity, which would help protect residents, especially seniors and people with health issues. The reasoning behind this comes as there is an increase in circulation of the illness in the region, and Young-Hoon believes they are a number of variables which played a role in that factor.
Omicron wave did start later than the rest of Ontario. So for particularly in the southern parts of Ontario, their Omicron wave started early December, while ours started later in December. And so therefore our Omicron wave is going to occur later overall. So that's one reason. Another reason is that we did not peak as high. So the peak for Ontario went much higher than our overall incidence, the peak of our incidence rate. It was lower, and so therefore we have a flatter curve, which means it'll last longer.
The NWHU's current active cases has shot up to 409 with a positivity rate of 32.7% as of Friday. The grade 12 drama class at St. Patrick High School premiered their production Madagascar, a musical adventure tonight for the first time on St. Pat's YouTube page. St. Pat.
It's showtime. It's showtime. Showtime. At the Central Park Zoo.
St. Pat's took a different approach with the pandemic, choosing to film and premiere the production on social media. The class worked closely with Westford Productions, who helped film and edit the video, along with One Island Productions, who helped the class record their audio. The musical itself took around 3 months to fully complete, and even without a live audience, the students still had a blast during the process. The production is now available to watch on YouTube. And the Winter Fun Day events continued today as kids had the chance to ride on dog sleds at Westfort Playfield and create some crafts at Marina Park. Jessica Clement has the story.
The Westfort playing field was packed with families as children and their parents lined up for the chance to go on a dog sled ride provided by Boreal Journeys. The kids were able to meet the dog sledding team and their owners and learned about how mushers control their dogs and sleds.
We've done it in previous years and it's been quite popular, so the fact that we're able to gather again and you know, kind of get together, we knew that this would be a really welcomed activity in the community. We've been pretty busy. We are pretty much booked up until the end of the day, so yeah, it's been a good day.
The activity was a hit with the kids, who are all excited about the new experience and the opportunity to meet the hardworking dogs.
It was really fun, and I've never been on one before.
How was the dog sledding ride?
Good.
Good? Good. You have fun?
Yes.
Yeah, his dream has been trying the dog sled for a while, so we found this, we saw it advertised, so we thought, oh, this is a good opportunity now to try it.
We liked that we got to meet the dogs before we went on the sled, and we liked the dogs, Rebecca and Eddie.
Meanwhile, at Marina Park, kids got the chance to get creative and do some arts and crafts provided by the Community Arts and Heritage Education Project. Kids were able to make origami butterflies and tie-dye leaves and tie them to branches to make a piece of art that celebrates nature and the coming of spring.
It's been great. Started out slow, but yeah, it's nice. It's great to see all the kids out here and they're having fun making these, and everyone's is a little bit different.
While we're all in the snow, we're just kind of trying to celebrate nature and looking forward to spring. It's been good. Lots of people, lots of kids super excited to make art and just have fun.
To find out what other activities the city has planned for the rest of the Winter Fun Days event, you can check out the city website. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
And we're now joined by sports anchor Kurt Black. Now, Kurt, I heard the Walleye were back on the ice once again.
Yeah, they were back in Miners and Walleye last night at Northwest Arena. It was a show. We'll have